look, you got. I was just looking at our overall stats, right? So we got 3 players for SDK that are in the top 15 in total damage. We don't have a single player from SDK in the top 20 of total kills. Every single player on SDK has 6 kills. This is a team that got 200 plus kills in the regular season, and they just have not been able to find those kills here today, or the last couple of days.
I mean, I hate to say it, but again, I said this earlier, they've been making... I mean, yesterday particularly, we haven't seen it as much today, but those moves on Miramar keep playing back in my head. They get to spots where they're not able to capitalize in terms of points, but they're creating a lot of pressure. It's mid-game, sending out third-party shots, obviously damaging armors, knocking helmets off, things like that, but they're not able to convert that right now. And I mean, other than Game 4 yesterday, where we saw them just moving as that kind of wolf pack. I know Gunnar will appreciate that reference, but moving as a unit and kind of just rolling over teams. We haven't seen them really able to get value off of their position so far. Circle just doing more exciting things again.
Yeah. Well, it's not military, but if you are an SDK fan, or if you're looking to see them start turning things around on the kills department, this is probably not what you were looking for. But if you're a Zenith fan, hey, it's looking pretty nice. Oath also getting there to their Milta Power looting location. They do have duel just off to the west in Milta. We have 303 on Military Island, but for the most part, this is setting up. I swear, Hypod, this feels like it's setting up to be another SDK camping ATC thing.
I mean, I hope so. I say every time it happens, I love seeing teams set things up. If you're able to do your homework and see that somebody is that, set in their ways and rehearsed in terms of rotations on particular circles, I absolutely love seeing it, because in my eyes, I mean, if you've got players that can frag, you stick them in the spot, a team is going to pass, they're going to get kills.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I feel like the last couple of times that we've seen the circle cut hard off to the east, that we've seen SDK maybe try to go for a few early noms there on the ATC boys. We have seen some crazy things happen in regards to camping, in regards to early game stuff, not just in this region, but in some of the other regions. As I said, I was watching PCS2 Asia, and we had 4th place last night. In game 2, you had 4th place Entis hot dropping on 1st place Infantry. A 4th place hot dropping a 1st place team on Miramar in day 2. Who would have thought? The things that we're seeing these days. This is why you got to make sure, guys, that you watch all the PCS2 Grand Finals. You got the Asian finals that are going on the same days as North America, and then when we get to the weekend, you will see PCS2 Europe and PCS2 APAC all be popping off as well. So they will also give you more opportunities for those lovely, lovely coupons, those lovely quiz questions, which I haven't seen any of the quiz questions so far, but I hope y'all are doing good.
Does that make us the quiz masters?
Does it?
Do we get a cape?
I mean, I have no idea, no control over when the quiz is shown and when the quiz or what questions are answered or asked or whatever. So please, God, Christ, don't DM me. Asking me or telling me about stuff. I'm thinking something is amiss.
No, nothing's wrong. No.
I'm thinking something is
No, nothing's wrong.
I'm thinking something is quite amiss here.
No, that was just that was a desk pop. Yeah, absolutely.
No. I was
everything
talking,
is fine.
I'm saying, yeah, STK is killing himself. So okay, I was wondering, because I thought I saw only two players for SDK. So it looks like, guys, that we are going to do a restart. 2 players from one team, both disconnecting in the early game. That is falls under the rules for a restart. So we are going to throw it back to desk real quick while we set back up for a restart on game number 2. Or never mind, we're actually going to stay on us, Hypoc.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Actually, Guabi, you're going to take the fight with Ice. Oh, no. We're going to have some good casting now and some team kills, some friendly fire. But it does happen. Obviously, we're dealing with online tournaments. Obviously, these things do happen. It's harder to control. If we're on LAN, it's a shame to see. I mean, hell, if you're an SDK fan, you love to see that with that circle.
That is true. That is very true. And I mean, you look, hey, if you happen to any team, we're going to redo that for sure. So we'll see how long it takes us to get this lobby back up and popping. Yeah. So touching again on I guess SDK.
Touch them again, yeah.
Touch. I can't keep from touching SDK right now. Look, they've had rough circles. Right, they've had some rough performances there on Miramar. The first two circles here on Erangel, the first circle in particular. Second circle, I'm kind of surprised that maybe we didn't see a little bit more, but I think the hard shifts has been what's throwing them off. It's just really surprising to see a team that their bread and butter essentially is going out and just feasting on lower teams, not even necessarily lower teams, just every team, any team. Take your pick. That they're having such a hard time getting kill points on the board. Do you think it's mostly a result of these kind of weird shifts that we've been seeing, or awkward circles?
I mean, I've been trying to look back at the games and think whether or not there's another kind of factor feeding into it, but I just think it comes down to the games where they kind of hit that momentum throughout, like Circle 2 and Circle 3 in terms of getting some kills in rotations. The ones where they start, they're like, okay, cool, we got a buffer now. We can flex out a little bit. We can take a few more fights because, I mean, if you're operating on the basis you want to aim for 7 to 8 points, I mean, not for SDK, they usually average like 12 to 13 when they're winning out series, but it's always much easier if you just say, look, we haven't got to worry about putting something on the board this game. Now we can go out, we can take the fights we want to take and not be dictated by having to worry about, we're not going to get any placement points here, we're going to go out with 0 and things like that. When we see SDK pick up 2 or 3 kills in the early game, that's usually when you see them, right, okay, we got numbers on X, Y, and Z. We can push them. We see them in the kill feed, we can move that direction and take absolute control.
Now I'm going to throw another one out at you here. Do you think that...
Try me.
Okay, so we've been talking a lot about how teams essentially towards the later halves of group stages were kind of avoiding SDK, right? Not really entering their little 300 yard space. Now, hear me out here, though. Could this be kind of a butterfly effect resulting from that, where now everybody's kind of avoiding SDK, making it hard for them to collect the kills, and now we're seeing people start to funnel into other people's kill zones like Fabled? Or,
look,
Oath.
Me and you talked about it on broadcast quite a few times about there are things SDK got away with that they wouldn't necessarily against better teams. And I hate using that terminology because there's just no better way to word that, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I would love to think now that people have seen what SDK did in PCS1 and thought, actually, like, it's kind of crazy in the review process picking up on things they could have done differently because, I mean, there's definitely been a bit of a meta shift here. The teams are moving a lot more cautiously. We're not seeing these weird hot drops that were throughout the group stage, in particular for PCS2 and throughout PCS1, even the grand finals. We saw people contesting hot drop spots. I can only think now that maybe things have calmed down a little bit with all this change up. Obviously, post MPL, I'm talking. Where there are these lobby kind of mix-ups in terms of doing the 3-group format for the group stages and things like that. Now that things have slowed down a little bit, I think SDK may be struggling a little bit because they weren't able to say, with these two teams are fighting, there's no reason for them to be fighting in Circle 1. Let's go and punish them.
Yeah, that could be the simple answer, right? I mean, it could just be the fact that, hey, it's a lot harder to play when you don't have a 70, 80-point lead over everybody else.
Again, that's got to be a factor. When you're so far ahead, you can keep holding W. Like, you can push any fight you want to. And STK is a team that, against 90% of this lobby, I'd put them coming out on top of any fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, just a quick update on the technical stuff. We are back in game. Everybody's in lobby. We're just kind of holding the ship right now to make sure everybody gets in before we cut over to that map stream. And it looks like for right now everything's holding up strong. But so Oath having a fantastic day for themselves, a fantastic weekend, really. Do we think that Oath has gotten things fixed, or is this them just having a really good weekend? I know I'm
think
putting a lot of pressure on you here.
Yeah, no, I think as well that's something that when we talked about Pat Caps coming to the roster, there was going to be a bit of a transitional period in terms of when they adjust to that. Now I think we're probably seeing them perform to the level that we would have hoped they would. And, you know, even with Wolf on the roster, we know how insane Oath are. And it's the same core three with a different IGL at the end of the day. And in terms of play style, as long as those three guys are still feeding back how they want to play the game and how they want Pat Caps to lead them, then that should be as close to a plug and play as you can imagine.
Well, let's see if they can keep the dream alive. They already got 62 points in the bag. And lest we only talk about the teams that are in the top, we got a number of teams that still have pretty sizable question marks hovering over their head. Teams that we were looking at coming into this as possible hot teams. Teams like 303, Comets, obviously Shoot to Kill, Houston Hardships, Radiance have that one good game, but other than that is kind of been a little bit wonky. So nothing set in stone just yet as we get ready to head into game number 3. Looks like our plane is in the air, and this is oof. This is not a good play path. All I'm gonna say.
Okay. Well, maybe we're gonna get a Hypoc and Poro Circle 1.
You know, this is if you're looking for a military island circle, this just might be the one. As this is about as far south as you're gonna get without touching it.
I was looking over at the obviously I'm in the player Discord for this.
Obviously.
And as soon as the lobby popped back in, they were like, yeah, okay, restart. This is a bad plane. Plane path sucks. Restart again. So I was expecting it, but I mean, it was. I want to see a military circle. I don't care what the players say.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, look. So you've been out of the game long enough now to where you understand the joy that we get from things being just completely wheels off, and watching these guys try to recover from that. And as a result, we have 3 teams dropping Military Island. Where's the circle going to be? Survey says, oh, come on, man. My dreams and hopes have been shattered, Hypoc.
I mean, the good benefit is here in terms of, I mean, it's not a million miles away from the Eastern Circle pre-restart, right? As we've got a cinematic shot of the bridge there. I'm not sure what that was. We were expecting a cross there from Radiance that early on, but yeah, Radiance actually on the south side here. I'm pretty sure most teams floating up on West Coast. I did see SDK going up there. I know you've got the map feed up, Poro, but yeah, most people are going to be able to find themselves some space, which is obviously, with these bad planes, that's the big factor really, is whether or not anybody finds a little bit of time and space to loot up. And I don't think we've got too many overlaps here.
Yeah, and that's where things are going to start getting interesting, right? When you add in the plane path that cut so far to the south, hugged along that southern coastline, you're going to see a number of teams now are going to have that question. Okay, how do we want to approach this? How do we want to rotate into this circle? Do we want to directly come in from this western edge? Do we want to wrap around to the north side? Do we want to even have to deal with the potential of SDK or ATC doing some kind of spooky camping thing up on the north side of the river? Or do we just want to try to wrap somewhere else? Or do we just want to send it in? You know, it's a number of questions that these IGLs are going to be faced with asking, and Hella probably has a lot of question marks in her head. She's got to figure out how to bring her team over from this western part of military, knowing that Comets most likely will be hanging out on that north side of the bridge.
Yeah, and I mean, again, ATC are going to be the later of the two. Yeah, and I'm just thinking now, again, bad plane. They've had to come further away. I mean, SDK get to stop in South George, but I mean, the setup's there, right?
Mm-hmm. It certainly is. Now, ATC did get quick with the looting last time. They were very quick on the trigger, getting in and out of North Georgia as quickly as possible, but that was last game. Last plane. So we'll see what they can pull off this time. And actually, a little interesting wrench thrown in the works. Carnage has actually wrapped around there, and they're wrapping around north up by Cube. So Carnage might be setting themselves up. They might have seen, hey, you know, SDK and ATC, they like to fight it out up here on occasion. Let's see if we can maybe put ourselves in position to third party something like that.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Wooly's just doing doing what he pleases, really.
Yeah, he's on an adventure.
But it's a team we haven't really talked about again today, Duel.
Yeah.
And every time I say it, I say Duel, you say Duel.
Duel. You're just real hard with the U's there, as we see.
Duel.
And actually, we are kind of pulling away from that, but it was a little bit interesting. It looked like Zenith and Duel might actually both be going for Heaven. Have to keep an eye on that situation as it progresses. Dodge, meanwhile, have made their way up to their normal shelter location. They do have two far down on the coastline still, so this is a very wide 2-2 split. Looks like Crop may be going up, picking up Reno, who found himself without a vehicle. And yep, this is what we were looking at. Zenith and Duel both going for this Heaven spot at the same exact time. It looks like Zenith already has a little bit of position. Duel, meanwhile, on foot pushing in. Mystery going to be holding the angle right now. Wooly, got to be careful. Don't want to overpeak.
Yeah, and Kickstart actually pulled all the way back from Alamo there to come and back them up. A lot of smoke getting invested to get later away from this rusty car. But Duel have got control of the flat top, and this is usually kind of the priority building here at Heaven. This is the one you want to hold on to. But I don't understand really what Zenith's plan here is by leaving Mystery kind of out here.
I think this is a saving Private Mystery type situation. Mystery was holding down the flat top, but he was all by himself, and it was not in a really good place. Yeah, it looks like he should be fine with a very, very heavy investment of smokes for that smoke wall, and actually a really good Molotov there to keep Duel from coming out onto the flat top itself to peek that. So Zenith will be able to get everybody out, and nobody will be any worse for the wear here, and Duel will come into complete control over Heaven. Meanwhile, Liberate looks like they are holding down. What did we decide to call this compound? I know I said Liquid kind of tongue in cheek.
Yeah,
I guess it's Ghost Compound. There we go, yeah. Ghost Compound. I don't know what I'm thinking.
I don't know what you're thinking half the time, Pora.
You know, you and me both, man. Age is starting to catch up with me. It really is. But Liberate, all four of them. It's kind of interesting to see all four of them play in the compound. You usually see two up on that hillside, just kind of seeing what they can see. But Liberate content right now, turtling. They do have Veritas in the yellows. A really aggressive split here by Veritas. They've got two in the yellows and then two in one per compound way off to the west of the Esnaya fields as everybody starts to make their way in.
The west.
The wild west, where Quinn is from. Don't think I wasn't there for that, by the way.
Really?
In your great comeback of why are we talking about this?
No, that's not what I said. I said while we take a look at the leaderboard.
It was a good effort. I respect it.
Dude, it was improv. It was perfect.
It is. Look, hey, not all of us have taken extensive classes on improv to the point of teaching. And just like not all of us have taken sword fighting classes, to the point of being able to teach sword fighting. That's your analyst desk. All right, we're the guys you come to make stupid memes and talk about any trolls in the chat. Finally avoiding STK somehow, as STK has sent it into the Yesnaya fields. In the middle of nowhere is Purdy Curdy. I think he went to the sniper tower, actually. Sending it there early.
Yeah, he has. I'm surprised, really, with this playing path that we're at 8.5 minutes, we haven't lost a player yet.
It's shocking. It really is.
And I just say that because usually bad playing, people are out of their comfort zones. They got to drop somewhere different or maybe drop for vehicles and things like that. It's actually miraculous that in North America, particularly, that we've lasted 9 minutes without a death.
It's phenomenal. I'm very proud of these guys that they managed to put together how to stay alive for longer than 9 minutes. As we check in on Hardships. I believe they were trading shots back and forth with Fabled and Hella over there in Razak. Circle does pop, does go hard shift down to the south. But for once, the hard shift isn't going to screw everybody, at least early on, as we see a little vehicular jousting with bullets coming out between hard shifts and Fabled. You have to be careful, though. They're getting a little close to Sonics.
Yeah, they have got to be careful. Again, this is what I love. As soon as a team gets shot at in rotation, it's like, nope, don't go that way, guys. Everybody backtrack. And they're driving past their teammates back to the compound they were at. But, yeah, Sonic's got control of the hacker compound. They do have one down at Alamo as well. And we know that Alamo underneath Volcano is usually kind of, I guess, a plan B. It's like a late game security blanket, right? It's like if the circle goes there, we got access to the hill. Shrimsy actually going to pick up Hella in the bottom of Glass House there. That's a cracking shot from him.
Threading the needle there.
Yeah.
Looks like she should be okay. Should be easily resable. Fear Fabled will get back to 4 strong in that J building. But as you said, they do have to be a little bit concerned about Sonics off to the south. And then you do have that wild card factor of Mime. Meanwhile, STK, as we were keeping an eye on them, they've come here into Yaz. They've left Purdy out in the field to the south. Looks like maybe as a, not sure what that is, insurance policy? Scout? What do we call it?
We'll wait to see what happens with it, and then we'll claim we knew what was going on the first time around.
Sounds good to me. All right. Looks like he was a scout, as Uncivil and Luke are going to go ahead and join him. Alo going to hold back the long-range position here as Veritas will get a res. Not sure who got that down, if it was STK, but look at this. STK,
I love this.
After regrouping, hard crashing in, but Veritas, after the down came through on Jazza, they're going to go ahead and regroup, putting 4 into the compound as well. And this could be a long and drawn-out fight.
It could, yeah, but I love the confidence move here from SDK. You got the scouting information from back in Yasnaya, and the rest of SDK pull up. They take a little bit of vision on the side of the compound, and they just opt to send it. They literally opt to come and take the fight here. Things are going to slow down a little bit initially, a little bit utility traded off between the two teams, but SDK now have 3 inside the compound, and Alo's still there, kind of playing an anchor position.
All of this is being overseen to some extent by Ice Tech. You can see him on the field, on the hill, rather, just off to the south. So that might be putting a little bit of a damper on any plans. It looks like Veritas is content to just hold and wait for Shoot to Kill to make the first move. Shoot to Kill seems to be a little reticent to do so, though, as they are just going to hold it down for the time being. And yep. Looking like a slow go here.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of an anticlimax. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, just given how the whole compound is laid out, you wouldn't really. Okay, Alo actually going to find Zraygod, so Alo is actually getting things accomplished over there in Yesnaya. Not sure he's saying what the rest of. I'm not sure what the rest of the team is doing, but he's out there getting things done. And okay, shots coming out between STK and Veritas. Looks like this might finally be popping off. And there you go. You can see in the kill feed, Purdy Curdy, they got the 2 downs opening. They're going to be pushing it with a grenade. It looks like it was just a re-rack. Kurt's going to eat it from Sharp Shot right to the face. As Sharp Shot will try to reposition after getting the flush, though. Uncivil will push in, and he will land the shot, but just barely. 7 HP left in the tank. And, Penta. What can Penta do? He's wrapping around. He's going to find him. He's going to get the down. He's going to get the flush. And it's just down to Alo. The push from STK started off so well, but fell apart so quickly.
Yeah, and the reason I liked it was them kind of trying to capitalize on 2 members of Veritas stuck at this compound. You can see they were scouting it. They probably noticed, there's 2 level 2 helmets, 1 gray, 1 white. Let's push it. And then the Veritas collapse back to the compound was kind of their downfall there. Again, you hate to see it, but I'm liking seeing STK still stick to their game plan and playing with confidence.
Sticking to the game plan, they still are going to get out of this. Even if Alo goes down now, they still grab a handful of points for their troubles, which is what you want to see. If you have a bad game, at least still come out of there with a handful. We'll see what Alo can put together. for the rest of this game. Meanwhile, Liberate has been overseeing all of that for quite some time. But they're getting a little bit extended here, and Sonics is on the move. We'll see if Sonics decides to go for the dip just to the south or if they intend to do any full crashing here. Looks like it's just going to be the dip.
Well, again, that position in Alamo kind of playing to their strengths, really. They have the opportunity now to do this 2-2 split. And if the circle comes here, we've seen teams win from that setup so many times.
Uh-oh. Okay. 303. We've been talking about him. We've been wanting to see a little bit more from him today. Hasn't really been going their way. We've seen moments of brilliance from Landoon, D-Rich, and Honey Badger. All of these boys. Let's see if they can pull off something against Zenith. Honey Badger, like a shark, he smells blood in the water. You know that this guy wants to fight. Can't find the angle just yet, but Voxic will. He'll find the down onto Roth, but he's going to immediately get traded out by Mystery. And Leda will find Honey Badger as he tries to pull away in the UAZ. Oh no, that was never going to work. And 303 loses 2. We'll see if Landoon can do anything. Maybe try Landoon and D-Rich. Maybe they can try to get a res onto Voxic, but Zenith looks like they are going to go ahead and collapse on this.
Yeah, and a bit of a weird setup from 303, to be honest with you. One still stuck outside, and they're going to lose numbers for it. We do see the circle come, right over to the kind of circle I was talking about with that Sonic setup, really centering just over Ghost Compound, liberating a really strong position. ATC hold down a good spot as well.
Man, we'll see if 303 can get on out of this. Oh my God, Landoon is going to get dusted right out of the driver's seat. D-Rich, can he do anything?
Nope.
Nope. Zenith been working on their skills at shooting heads in the driver's seat, and it pays off well, and that is 303 out early again. Not what we wanted to see. Hopefully, with one game left, they can put something together to hang their hat on going into this off week. Do a little bit of soul searching, maybe a little bit more scrimming. As Zenith hops into the vehicles, and they make their way into a very congested east side here. They've got to get through Duel. They've got to get through Oath and find somewhere to call home here. I'm not sure where, though, because it is populous.
It is indeed. Again, this is another position, really. Once this circle closes, it's going to give Oath a good opportunity to kind of sweep this edge and clean up a lot of kills. If they can keep everybody alive and stay alive through the pressure as Phase 4 closes. But Zenith, kind of striking gold, really, and getting past Heaven here and getting into this spot as well.
I don't even think they took a shot. Duel, I'm not sure what they were looking at, or if they were just scouting out what they next wanted to do. They're in Heaven, and they haven't moved yet. So Duel kind of, I would say, wasting a little bit of time here, really leaving things a little late. As we see Fabled over on the other side of the circle. We've got a 2-2 between the high ground and the low ground right now. Rippenhack said he will have to come and rejoin the rest of the squad. ATC, meanwhile, has crashed into the 2.0 craters. And look at this, Radiance trying to find some way in, but Hardshift's still holding down the hills just outside of the circle.
Yeah, Radiant's keeping 4 up, not putting the kill on the board just yet, but you can see them now going to try and make a mad dash for it in the vehicles, and not too many options now at this point. We've seen Zenith, Oath, obviously Sonics have got themselves in a kind of late game setup. Maluk actually going to pick up Gaxi in rotation there, and Hardshifts. This defensive line here just stops Radiance from making it any further, to be honest with you.
There's just nowhere. There's absolutely nowhere for Radiance to go. I feel like this might be a team leaving it way too late to try to figure. Maybe they had scouted out the spot where Hardships was, didn't see anything at the time, thought it was free, and then they pull up around there, and all of a sudden there's a full 4-man squad of Hardships just waiting. So now, what's your plan B? So far, the plan B is to regroup in this compound before sending it, I don't know, somewhere. We'll have to see what they can spot out. Dodge, meanwhile, trading shots back towards Oath, not finding any joy just yet. And here we go. Duel had to go somewhere. Where's it going to be, boys? Hey, Wooly, what's your plan?
Into the waiting arms of Zenith. Oh, my God. Jerry tried to pull up on him.
Jerry?
What?
I mean, it was a hell of a distraction. While he was doing that, they were able to get 2. And now Duel coming up over the top, and they actually got the upper hand on this. They do. They wipe them.
My God. Okay, we were talking about pulling out earlier. That's how you pull up, right there.
That's how you pull up.
I'm pretty sure there was like 2 back-to-back drive-bys on the way past.
Why the hell Cherry always seems to be the bait when things like that go down, but he has got to be the best damn bait in North America, because it seems like every time
Cherry doing the baiting, he'll love me for saying that, but
usually every time he dies first, things end up going well for Duel. I'm not sure what the deal is there, but Oath now getting a little bit fed up with the long-range shots from Dodge. They want to clean out this side. They have to move anyway to get inside the circle. The grenades are coming out. The utilities coming out. The bullets are coming out. Corsac just trying to stay alive. I'm not sure how much longer he can pull this off, as he has been mollied to within an inch of his life, and there goes that last inch. Dodge out in 14th, but Oath no better off here, as they still have to find somewhere to go.
They do indeed. I mean, now they're just going to try and send some pressure elsewhere. And like I said, if they could survive the previous circle, they have an opportunity to kind of sweep and clean up some kill points. But right now, struggling to really get anything on the board. Balefrost desperately wants this kill. He's going to land the last bullet in the mag there, but McCoy going to try and stick a kit out in the blue, and he will fall, and that's Radiance out in 13th place. But like that gives Oath a little bit of space to work with.
You had a plan, and that was that plan. Yeah, no, it feels like I've been seeing Oath in the kill feed non-stop here, but it's just been knocks, knock after knock after knock, and what?
They just saw somebody die there, and they pulled up on the exact same spot.
Huh. Well, ATC will say thank you very much.
Yeah.
For
Oh, look at it!
Whoa. Okay, we're good. Okay, and they have to turn their attention over to Icy Flex now, because it looks like Illusion might be pulling from the other side, as Aguila and Melon are on protective duty. Melon going to get the down on Icy, as somehow Comets... Oh, Victor got into a nice little anchor spot here. The Comets just working with the very sliver of ridge line there to the far southeast of this circle. Oath, meanwhile, it looks like they're going to push into Duel. And they might actually be getting away with it right now, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I mean, if well executed, it's a fine push, but it's definitely risky. You can see on the minimap now, circle shifting. And I called it early on, Sonic's spot now, if they can hold on to this, is going to be huge for the late game here. I do hope we get to stick on with that Oath push onto Duel, because that's probably going to be the one to watch. But ATC trying to defend this spot now from Illusion. Maybe looking for a little bit of a reposition here, but Fabled surely going to be able to clear up these kills on Illusion if possible. Here we go. This is what we want to watch now. Oath put down the smoke cover. They've moved up close enough. Patcaps get a little bit of damage onto Lampalot, but he's got to stick a kit inside here. I'm really intrigued to see how Oath pull this off.
I think that looks like they're going to pull out. They're not pulling up. They're not pulling off. They're pulling out completely and trying to find a spot at least a little bit inside the circle that they can work from. I think they looked maybe at that Duel spot after that circle pop, and they were like, you know what are we even fighting for here except for kills? Maybe we can try to keep a position and maybe get these afterwards. Patcaps, meanwhile, is going to spot out Comets. Comets are going to have to make their way across the street as well. And Duel, this is another one of those sticky situations.
It is. And Patcap's kind of playing anchor here. Could keep Duel from making early moves. I mean, he's going to get a little bit of smoke cover from his teammates. One of the members of Fabled will get knocked, and they don't fancy the res here, so they're going to send it in the Dacia, just 2 up. Rip and Hella sending it straight towards the... Okay, we're just going to pull up on ATC, apparently.
You know, this is not the first time that I've seen Fabled just YOLO push up onto a team that they know is there and get immediately wiped. But you know what? I don't know what other options they really had. That's what they felt like they could work with. Duel, meanwhile, said, you know what? Forget about Oath. Let's just go ahead and wrap to the north and see if we can third party onto some of this ATC action. Lampalot going to pay the price for now, but ATC not feeling very comfortable as they actually had to move off the hills and into the craters again because of this duel, and looks like Alo is going to get spotted out as well. So there goes SDK.
I mean, fair play to him for surviving, what, like 14 minutes past his teammates, but
yeah.
Not in a placement point. You hate to see it. ATC now. Melon actually going to find Wooly over there. Marcelek good for the flush, and ATC up to 10 kills now, taking control over the top side. He goes for a little bit of an ego chow, and Danny G will keep him honest.
And
I think actually the res is relatively safe as well, though, so they're going to be able to recover off it.
Got to do something about Danny G. Looks like, well, Danny's just comfortable just hanging out right now behind that Dacia. It looks like they'll be able to get the res off without incident. But yeah, 10 kills for ATC playing from this field part. I mean, this has got to been, a hell of a fight here for ATC. They have not had anything come easy playing from these divots and ditches. Is that going to be good on the molly? Oh, I think it fell on the wrong side of the car. Danny survived.
The nade follow-up, though.
He survives long enough to get a nade to the face. And now ATC has that hillside just to the north of Liberate. And, okay, if
they
you're
can
Sonics,
farm here.
What do you do now? You've been talking about it. You've kind of been talking about Sonics and playing that ditch, the dip. You've got Comets that are just off to your east. On the high ground, and then you've got Hardships that are starting to make their way in as well. You've also got Oath. There's 25 alive in this circle, man. Yeah,
this is actually kind of crazy. Comets making a push alongside the road here. Good smoke cover down is going to give them access towards Oath's dip, but whether or not they're going to be able to put enough damage on the way in to make this a clean fight for them. These are some interesting flashes and mollies. They can't play there because of Liberate occupying the compound, so Comets now have used all their smokes to get this far, and now they have nothing to actually advance on. Monty going to try and find something with the barrel, but you see in the kill feed, Oath just absolutely picking them apart. Comets will reply with a couple, but there you go. 2 knocks from Oath, 1 coming from the third party. They should be able to reset off that. This is the time I would have expected Sonics to make moves, and they haven't just yet.
Yeah, they have not. I think they might be a little bit concerned about Houston Hardships breathing down their necks right now, but Hardships are under their own struggles, getting taken apart by ATC from range. As J-Sank will go down to the blue, Maluk's going to go down. I'm not sure who the last one is up left alive. I believe it might be Chubba. Yep, there he goes. Mime's going to pick him off, and that's going to be 15 kills for ATC, and that's the first kill for Sonics.
Yeah.
And look at this.
But
ATC,
this is good, though. Okay, yeah, they're actually going to crash onto Ghost. 1 member on foot coming all the way down already, so going to make the entry a little bit better. Melon will find Matthias on the way in, a little bit of utility to follow up on it, but will Liberate be able to stand strong here?
Well, the thing is, we also have Oath that's, still relatively, I think, full 4-man strength that are also pushing in from that woodsy area. ATC, they send 2, leave 2. Marcelic is back on the hillside, downed. 15 kills in the bag already for ATC. Are we going to see 3 games in a row with a 16-piece? That is unbelievable here as Liberate desperately trying to hold off the push here. Just working the wall. Looks like the back 2 for ATC. And we found the boys from Oath. And oh my goodness, the bars. Simply Matt not having it. Melon's going to go down to add it. Good hold coming out from Liberate, but now Oath has managed to make it to the compound as well. Norcus, the last one up. Oh, he does get the res. Okay, so we do have Norcus and Marcelic still up. Are they going to go for the res on a Melon here?
No way.
They're trolling.
No. Oh, he tried to pull up. Ice stick on the backside of the tree here. The barrel-on-barrel fight. The hip fire comes out. Marcelek gets the down, though. Norcus going to insta-flush that one out. He tries to go up onto the wall, but Matthias finds it through the window. And now that just needs Marcelek alone on the top of the hill, 46 HP, trying to bandage up as best he can. That's a stun. I don't know if he thought that was a flash, but going to try and find a way down this hill. It's going to be difficult for him. 3 members of Liberate still staring this way, and there you go. Guabi will deal the killing blow to him. But Pat Caps has snuck in, as you said. deep behind enemy lines here, and Sonic's still 4 strong. They're just going to wait for somebody to slip up.
That's all they have to do. I mean, the center of the circle is outside of the... Well, actually, it's right on the wall. The center dot is right on the wall. We'll see what Pat Caps decides to do. I mean, Liberate can kind of play this out as long as they want. Yeah, there we go. H-Win, right where he is, right where his US stopped. That wall is where the center dot is. We'll have to see how Sonics decides to play this. They got Mime and Win up close on the wall. Tiggleton and Shrimsy a little bit more at range. It looks like Liberate is going to try to send one out to the side here. Guabi, see if he can find some kind of angle. Oh, no. No,
I think
he's DC'd.
No, he's going for a wide flank. Remember, he's going for a wide flank. He just hasn't got his gun equipped. Hwin? Hwin? Okay, thank you.
Well,
okay.
You hate to see that. Well, look, Pat's still in there.
Sometimes you just got to flank in Circle A, okay? Sometimes you got to go for it.
No. Oh, dear. Well, Add It and Simply Matt still have a shot at this one. It is 2v4, but they do have the added benefit of that sneaky snake Pat Caps, who is going to have to leave here eventually. The blue is right on top of him. Where is he going to go? Is anybody expecting him? Mime? Oh, okay. Tickleton's going to spot him out. Never mind. Pat Caps gets third for Oath to go along with a couple of kills. Nice little stack of kills. So they should secure their first place position.
I mean, look at this. Look at this setup. There's absolutely zero chance they get out of this.
There's nothing they can do. I mean, they're absolutely screwed. Oh, Matt?
No, don't do it to him.
Do it to him, please, God. Do it to him. Oh, he gets
my
one.
God, he's gonna get
the
one
flush.
of them.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That was almost some of the slickest late game stuff I've seen. They were not expecting that.